All right, it is day 2 of hanging out with subscribers this week. Jerry with us yesterday. Stephen from England. You've all seen him before. Say hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
But yeah, you've seen Stephen's been out here with me a couple of times, and it's Stephen's birthday today. So everybody,
happy birthday, Stephen. Thank you.
Everybody on yours. He said that he would accept cash or cashier's checks for any birthday donations, and you can send that money to my house, and I swear I'll give it to him. But anyway, enough joviality. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna hang out today, catch some trains, hopefully have a productive day like we did yesterday. Jerry has to leave around noon, so we'll take him up and drop him off Tehachapi up there and start kicking our way down the hill again. All right, here we go. At this westbound auto rack, it's the only one I'm aware of right now. It is, well, let's see, it is about 9:30 in the morning. So I'm sure things will pick up later, as they always do. Another gorgeous day. Thought it was funny on the weather thing on my phone. It said today will be warmer than yesterday, but it's still only going to be like 85. It was 81 yesterday, and I'm really loving this weather. As it's still early. I don't know, it might be 70 right now, maybe. West end is, you can look down and you see the train down there. That's about where the west end is. You see the microwave dish up there. That is the west end of siding and rolling. CK auto rack, they're already got those going. That's cool. What would it be? CPKC? One of the new merger cars. But they've already got their auto racks painted up. And this train is loaded. It is full of cars. The old days, you could tell what kind of cars they were, but it's kind of hard now. Looks like small white cars. And a relatively short train. Way up there. And the curve here is where the climb to Tehachapi starts. You can see that's pretty steep. Comes out of the curve over there and goes in the curve here from about 1% up to 2.5% and holds that grade all the way to Tehachapi. flies out here today. Sorry if I can get them off of me. But anyway, in a longer train, you'd be able to see the tail of the train up above. Kind of going by itself. This one wasn't that long. All right, well, we've dropped Jerry off. Stephen and I were headed down to Mojave, see if there's anything going on, and we are at Cameron. We saw this westbound auto rack. The last train we saw at Rowan was the last train there was, and it was an auto rack. Max, that's one of their new paint jobs, I think. Somebody else rail fanning down there. But yeah. Alright. Well, head on down to Mojave and see what's going on. Alright, we're in Mojave. And we noticed as we were pulling into town that switcher up there, which I've been told by the people who run this, it's an SW9. That's all I know about it. This is Progress Rail. They refurbish wheels, cars, whatnot, and they declined to give me a tour of the place, which is pretty common these days. I don't get butthurt about that. Can't blame them. People doing hit pieces, they never know who's doing what. And but they said, yeah, it was cool if I just came over here and shot a little piece talking about who they were and what they did. And showed their SW9 switching locomotive. All right, well, we are at the yard in Mojave. There's the yard office. That over there is the power for the Cyril's train, the Lone Pine. The sprawling metropolis. Right here you can see all these old foundations here. This is where the engine house once was. Mojave was once a very extensive yard. Oh, there goes that one firing up. Stephen is my guide to locomotives, because I'm not conversant with him. It's hard for me to remember, but I guess that is the EMD and that's the GE. So they're both fired up now, ready to go. I'm not sure that it looks like the crew is on this end. I don't know if they can stay there, but you know what? We're gonna find out real quick. Okay, I guess that answered my question about which way they're gonna go, and then they got a crewman down there. He's gonna line the switch for them. And they are going to pick up, excuse me, at least some of these hopper cars and pull them up to Cal Portland on the Creel branch. See the Halcon vehicle there going along that rail on the outside over there. That is the west leg of the Y. And the old tail track of the of the Wyjet that they used to turn engines is what became the Creel branch. All right, let's go down there and see what we can see what these guys are gonna do. Okay, come up the other end of the yard. We are at the north end. We are going to hook up here. I was afraid I'd come all the way up here and they would just go on all the way around the train, but they wouldn't have done that. They would have went out the other end of the Y. Here's the Halcon. Debbie, the driver of that Halcon vehicle, is a subscriber. Hi Debbie, thank you for subscribing. I really, really appreciate it. And that overpass up there is Oak Creek Road. That used to be a crossing. And we used to have a lot of problems with it because of all the tracks, all the switching. We used to have a lot of broken gates. It was a real pain. I was really glad to see them build an overpass. See, they know what they're doing. I just don't know what they're doing. Notice the switch was lined for them to continue to go that way. And then this switch is actually lined against them. I just wanted to make sure I didn't need to move my truck. No, they said I'm fine. He will push back on and out of the Y on the other side. That track goes all the way down to the interlocking, which is there. That is where the BNSF and the UP split or come together, depending on your direction you're traveling. So they will push that train back till the locomotive clears the switch. You can see the Halcon. There they are. They'll go out there and line whatever switches need to be lined. There he is, taking off. I know, that's not what you guys are watching this for. Sure is cool though. Holt Road crossing down there. When I was the Palmdale gang foreman, my gang installed that crossing. It was about 1992, maybe 93. I don't know. It was a long time ago. Gang was abolished in September of 1994, so I know it was before that. All right, well, I'm not sure if we'll be able to keep up with him going out of Cal Portland. We'll give it a try. Here we go. All right, we have driven up a few miles. This is probably the last place we're going to be able to catch him before he gets to the plant, and we can't access him at the plant. But it's going to be a cool shot. Like Stephen was saying, I always say you don't realize how big these wind generators are out here until you're up close to them or have something else to compare them to, like a train. See, this is a pretty steep grade. I'm not exactly sure what the percentage is. I'll look it up in the timetable and put it in text in here. All right, Creel local headed up the Oak Creek / Creel branch to the Cal Portland Cement Company, which you can't see from here. It is over there, but it's over the crest of that hill. I don't know if you look way out there, about center frame there, you can see some of the taller structures out there. That's the Cal Portland, I guess it's still called Cal Portland, cement plant. All right, we're between Cable and Marcel after all the excitement in Mojave. Sorry about that. Stephen wanted to come to this spot where the grade jumps up from about 2.5 to a little over 3, which happens right there where the curb oiler is. Kind of hard to see with a train on it, but yeah, when you're just looking at the rail, it's pretty easy to see where that makes that jump. But as I've said, a lot of you have heard me talk about this before and in videos that I've shot, that it's only a few thousand feet that it's like that up till the approach of tunnel 14, about a quarter of a mile up the track, so it doesn't affect the ruling grade. Starting to pick up a little speed. Now it's saying 13, but I'm sure he's going faster than that. I need to change the batteries. At first, when he first came around the corner, I thought he was struggling because he was going so slow, but he didn't sound like it was working that hard. So he may have left Marcel on a yellow. He may not have had the signal at cable cleared yet, but he is definitely picking up the pace now. Appears to be an empty train. I haven't seen any loaded cars yet. I know that there is another train behind this one and another behind him, both eastbounds. It was a really slow morning on the mountain because they had a Form B up at Marcel. From here, that would be down at Marcel. All right. See what happens next. All right, this guy's been sitting here waiting for the track gang to get out of the way at Marcel. Working on the switch up there for the last couple of days. And I just heard the dispatcher say he was going to run this guy up to Marcel, so as soon as those guys clear, he could take off. I don't know why he didn't run him up there earlier, but I'm sure he had his reasons. And we are at East Woodford. And he does have a green signal. as we drove in here to Woodford along this train, it does appear that it is a loaded train. So far, all the cars that we drove by were loaded. I believe this is the first manifest we've seen today. As a matter of fact, I'm sure it is. We haven't seen all that many trains today on the main because of the work they had going on at Marcel. They had a Form B out and they were held up traffic most of the day. I heard the dispatcher talking to the crew earlier and they weren't very forthcoming about when they were going to be done. Pretty blue LPG cars. So yeah, I know there's this guy and I know there's another one behind him. I don't know where, but I'm sure he's not very far behind him. They've been stacked up. I haven't heard about any other trains. My source is officially off duty now. I'm going to bug him after work, even though he probably wouldn't mind, but I'm not going to do it. Besides that, it's getting on time to get out of here. Those cars are empty. So, I guess it's a mixed train, eh? And not a very long train. It's got a couple of DPUs on the end. I can see them from here. But yeah, it would appear that all these tank cars are empty. So, not so fast, Mr. Know-It-All, saying the whole thing was loaded. Those acid cars are loaded. We're going to run up the hill, maybe catch this guy somewhere else, depending on what's going on at Marcel, and then catch this one behind him. Got a UP-BNSF meet here at East Woodford. Sorry for the terrible lighting. It is about 4:45 in the afternoon. Sun's in a terrible position, but sometimes you just got to go with what you have, huh? Listening to the dispatcher, this is the UPS train, and they have held all these eastbounds, the one at Marcel, the one here at Woodford that he met, and then there's, sounds like there's another one right behind the other one at Rowan. So they're all over the place. There's also a westbound stop deck cable. It has some auto racks on it. But yeah, we're not going to be able to stick around and watch all these trains. We got to get out of here, and you'll have dinner for all the restaurants closed. All right.